Yo, I just gave y'all 100 hip hop albums to listen to. And I've gotten a number of questions actually, specifically on how do I find all this music and how do I listen to all this music? Especially because I don't really use Spotify or Apple Music, and I don't necessarily take the recommendations of the algorithm, right? I figure out what I like on my own and I go and seek out music. So, how do you do that? So, consider this lesson one in building your algorithm for listening to music. In part one, it's the understanding that music isn't cheap. I think that the streaming era has made the consumer believe that music is a very cheap endeavor, that you can simply pour your soul out on a song and then just do another one, and you can listen to it all for free. But understanding that music is not cheap, and understanding that artists and people who make music are pouring out their soul and doing their hardest to communicate how they're feeling, to communicate something to you, and understanding that there's some ethics, values, and principles that come along with consuming with this art, or rather, not just consuming, but engaging with this art, is key to building your own algorithm. Because once you understand that music has some intrinsic value, it's not the free 99 that you're getting it for. Once you start valuing it, you begin to look for it. You begin to become patient in looking for it. So step one, understand that music is hard and takes time to make, and thus looking for it is hard and takes time. Yo, my boy Sahan visited today. I was very thankful for his visit. He actually gave me a great book, which I'll talk about in another reel. Instead, let's talk about in this reel, part two, to building your own algorithm, how to break free of just listening to what Spotify, Apple, and whatever streaming site recommends you. Now, part one, as a refresher, was the idea that you must respect the craft of music. Music is difficult to make. Artists are putting their soul on wax. It's not easy. So understanding and being patient with your music discovery and listening and engagement process is very important. Part two is starting local, right? With the understanding that music is so hard to make, starting with those around you, starting locally and branching out from your local DJs, your local artists, and your local shows will give you access to music that you have never even thought of, will give you access to understand and engage with music in ways you never thought of before as well, and will expose you to all different kinds of genres of music and all different types of people around you. Music is a community building tool. Starting local is imperative to understanding that and to understanding how to find good music. If you can find 3 local artists you like, and the best way to find the 3 local artists you like is to go to 3 local shows hosted by 3 local DJs you like. The best way to understand which DJs you like is to go out to parties, to clubs, to community events. DJs get booked for all of these things. Once you find the DJ, just follow them on social media. They will post a local show. Go to it. Part 3 in building your music algorithm. Part 1, we went over respecting music as a craft. Part 2, we talked about building locally and listening to local music, going to local shows using local DJs. Part 3, I want to briefly cover platforms. So, my number 1 platform is Bandcamp, because you can buy the music direct from the artist and then you own the music. That's very important. Also, their related artist recommendations are pretty decent. Number 2 is SoundCloud, because SoundCloud is a huge catalog, and then SoundCloud allows artists to repost music that they like and allows you to repost music that you like. So you create a human-centered algorithm, a human-centered feed where people are just posting stuff they like. Number 3 would be YouTube and YouTube Music, because it has the most music, period. And you can go down different rabbit holes and you can get it direct from the source, and you can watch live performances and you can understand and really feel the music in ways that you can't anywhere else with that video. And then finally, you have your Spotify's, Apple's, and your Titles and whatever else, Audio Max, and they're all okay, but wouldn't recommend. All right, we've talked about respecting music as a craft, looking to local DJs and artists and going to their shows in real life and meeting people. And we've talked about platforms, some of the ones I like, some of the ones I dislike, and some of the reasons why. The next thing I want to talk about is going to be fairly obvious to most people, but to some, not. I want to talk about producers, writers, and other artists who worked on the song. No matter what piece of music you like, it was generally speaking a collaborative effort. And in that collaboration, not everyone is always credited on the title. If you look to the liner notes, which is available on most online streaming platforms, though not all, you will find writers, you will find features, you will find producers. If you like the sound of a song, go look at their stuff. Don't just look at the top of the headline. Go deeper and read, hey, who wrote this or who produced this and what else have they worked on, and see if anything that they have made makes you feel the same way that that song did. Yo, building your algorithm to listen to music, part 4. Listen to the root genres. I mentioned the writers and the samples and the producers, but I wanted to hone in on the samples. This is from part 3. Go watch it if you haven't. Now, a lot of contemporary music takes stuff from older music, and that older music is usually founded in a couple root genres: jazz, blues, soul, rock and roll, funk, and different sorts of ethnic music from around the world. When you find a song you like and it has a sample, go listen to the original sample and the album associated with it. What you'll find is the root of what you like is often in the root of that genre as well. The reason you find joy from a particular piece of music is often the ideas that were built in the genre behind it. So much of underground hip hop pulls from jazz, and you get the same feeling when you listen to both. That's just one example.